There are many ways to skin a cat. There are many ways to move a plant from soil to leca. I have with me 2 Philodendron golden tiger tooth plants. Look at those neon beauties. They're absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to use these 2 plants to test out 2 different methods. I'll be putting this plant directly into leca, and I will be taking off all the roots on this plant and putting that into leca and see how that works.
Let's do it!
So when I'm moving my plants from soil to leca, I primarily use 2 methods. I will put the plant directly into leca after washing off the roots and making sure the roots are clean, or I will clean off the roots, put it in my nutrient solution, something I call the long method, let it develop water roots, and then move that from that nutrient solution into leca. There's another way you can move your plants from soil to leca. Getting your plant, getting rid of the soil roots. And when I say all, I mean all of them. Cutting all of them off, putting the plant in leca, and having the plant develop roots while it's living in leca. And today I'm gonna try that method. I've never tried it before, but you never learn anything new if you don't try. So I'm gonna try that method today, and I'm gonna be testing out the 2 methods and see which one works best for my philodendron. First thing that we're gonna do is get the plants out of that soil and get those roots washed off. Let's go down. Okay, got my plate there, and you know I love to have gloves on when I'm doing this because I don't want the dirt going under my nails. I really don't want that. Get my pot, gentle squeeze, gentle squeeze, and get that plant out. This plant is a little bit dry, so it's probably not the happiest right now. Get that out. I'll get the next plant. Gentle squeeze. And there we go. Okay, that's what that's looking like at the moment. And that's the other one there. I will take these outside, go and wash the organic matter off, and I'll come right back when that's done. I am back, and I have washed off those plants, and that's what they now look like. Those are my roots there. So taking a closer look, they look really good. Really good. And I'll kind of have to decide which plant is going to get roots and which one isn't. These are my pruning shears. I think I will. Oh, it's really hard. Right, okay, whatever. Rock, paper, scissors. I'll take this one out. So just take all those roots off. I'll leave that long bit there. Just take off everything. We're being absolutely ruthless here. Why is this important? These roots are going to die anyway. Most of these will die off because they're soil roots, and the plant is going to develop new roots. Those will be leca roots, and those roots will be primed to live in semi-hydro, and you're not going to have these roots that are going to come off anyway living in your leca and probably eventually causing root rot. In some cases, you're not going to have all that in your water when you're flushing. It's just going to be a nice clean medium. That's what that looks like. Nice and clean. And then this is the one that I'm going to leave some roots on, but I will take off some of the suspicious looking ones. You know, like that one over there. Just looks a bit, you know, dark. Doesn't look the best. I'll just cut some of those off. I'll leave some of the roots. Ones that I couldn't really clean off completely, I will get rid of. So that's what that is now. Cut off some of that. That's that one over there. I'll go and wash them again, and I'll show them to you once I'm done. My plants are now ready. That's the root system. I'm now going to pot these into leca, but it's very important that this leca should have been soaking for not less than 24 hours. It is absolutely vital, especially for this one that doesn't have any roots at all. You want that leca to be ready to provide that nutrition and provide that water to those roots or to get those roots going. So it has to be as soaked as you possibly can. So I'll bring you down and we'll get potting. Okay, I've got my trusty potting top. I've got my two 10-centimeter pots. I'll fill this up a third of the way with Leca. This is the one that's got no roots. So I'll put that there and fill up this pot with Leca. That one's done. Get my next plant and I'm spreading those roots around, not just plonking the plant on in a heap. Righty, those are my two plants. Potted up, and it's really easy to tell because this is the one that you can see the roots there, and this one has got absolutely no roots. I will label them though, just to make sure that there isn't any confusion. The next step is I've got my two reservoirs here. I'm going to fill those up with my Clonex clone solution, and this is a solution that I use to help with rooting. So that's some solution I made earlier. And I'm putting that so that it gets to just about a third of the pot and doesn't touch those roots. So that's there, and that's my other plant there. Our two plants looking pretty good. What I'm going to do now is put them on a heat mat, give them a lot of light, especially because they're neon. I want them to keep looking fabulous. Give them a lot of light, put them on a heat mat, provide a lot of humidity, and just keep changing this nutrient solution every week. I'm going to change that nutrient solution and make sure that the plants have access to nutrients and oxygen regularly. And then I will wait and wait and wait, and I'll show you what happens. Well, hello plant friends. It's been 50 days since I started this experiment. I've got my two plants here. Can you tell which one is the one with roots and with no roots? To be honest, I can't. When I look at them, I have to read the label to see the one that's got roots, which I think is a very good thing. I am taking them out now after 50 days because I am tired of conducting this experiment and I just want to put this plant away and get on with the next thing. This label says it's the plant with the roots. So this is the plant with the roots. Plant looks okay, leaves are doing all right. There does seem to be a new leaf. We have a new leaf over there, so I think that's looking good. That is really looking good. I don't see anything happening in the roots department. I don't see any roots showing out there. I really hope that that would happen. It hasn't. I'm a little bit disappointed, I cannot lie, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said, I just want to get over with this thing. This is the plant that I took all the roots off. So see on that tag, it says no roots. Absolutely zero roots. It looks good. It really looks good. There's something happening there. So not as advanced as the one that does have the roots, this one, but yeah, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Again, you know, same thing here. I had hopes for a little bit more in the root department. That hasn't happened. Again, tad disappointed. I had hoped that I was going to be showing you fuzzy Leca roots, but that's not the case. But I'm tired of this. We are doing this now. I'm going to bring you down and I'm going to show you what those roots look like up close. But I do have to say this because it must be said. I normally would not be doing this. If I did do this without it being an experiment, I would have just transferred the plant, left it alone to do its own thing. So do not do this at home. The only reason I'm taking these plants out of Leca is because I want to show you what they're doing. That is it. This is really just for educational purposes. Okay, let's do it. We will start with the plant that has no roots, had no roots, the plant where I took all the roots off. Because I'm really curious. I want to see what's going on. And yes, I know the Leca does have efflorescence on it. It's got those white bits. I should have flushed it more than I did, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. And Voila! Look at that. New root, new root, new root, new root. There's new roots everywhere. New roots everywhere. This is the plant that had roots. I left those roots after I took the soil off. Let's see what it's been doing. This is interesting. Look at that. Look at that. It really doesn't have any new white roots. I mean, there's, oh, let me see. There's that little bit over there. That looks like it's a new root there. You've got some new secondary roots, but the main roots themselves, there's no big new roots that have come off there at all. Wow, that is very interesting. Now, I did not expect that, but this one is the one that's now got this little leaf coming there. This is the plant that I left the roots on. Take a look at that. There's almost no new fuzzy white roots that you can see. It's almost nothing, but it does have this new leaf coming there. That is very interesting. You've got that little growth point coming there and another growth point. So really, the new leaves are on their way. They're coming. But what's fabulous is it's got those roots. It's got that root system going. This one surprises me. I do have to say I'm quite surprised. This is interesting. This might change everything. I don't know. I don't know. What would you do? Would you take off all the roots or would you keep some of the roots? Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know as well why you think this has happened. Do you think that maybe this plant where I took off all the roots, it had no choice? It's like, you know, it's do or die, guys. We need to make more roots. So it made more roots and it got going. Whereas this one, it was like, yeah, okay, this is not ideal, but we'll just manage somehow. And basically just hasn't bothered to come up with some new roots. I'd really love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments below. I am really, really shocked with this result. And I know people who do take their roots out probably are not, but I am because I don't take all my roots off. But what I'm going to do now is go and wash this one because I'm pretty sure a lot of these soil roots are going, you can see, they're already sloughing off. They're going to slough off. I don't want, see, look at that. That is just, that's terrible. So they need to come off. I'm going to wash that off and then I'll be back. That is what that plant now looks like. I just literally just decimated the thing, got rid of most of those soiled roots. I'm in two minds actually. I just want to see, look at this one here. This one here is actually the new root that formed. There's no other new roots, just that one. I'm just going to grab my pair of scissors and just get rid of all those scraggly bits that are just hanging off because I think there's no point in having them. All that's going to happen is that when my plant eventually starts to grow new roots, they're just going to die and there'll just be residue in my leca, which might predispose my plant to root rot. So I'll just clip those off. Okie dokie. That is what we've got there. So I think the conclusion is whenever I've got a plant like this one, I am now going to take all the roots off because you're better off having this than you are having whatever this was. I'm now going to put these two plants in one pot. I've got my pot ready here. I'll put them up in one pot and I'll have them continue sitting in the Clonex clone solution just to get that root system, you know, to where I need it to be and then, you know, have it live its merry life and be happy. I'll bring you down and we'll do that. I have some clean leca here that's been soaking for not less than 24 hours in my Clonex clone solution. I'll fill up this pot a third of the way up with leca. Grab my two plants and position them where I need them to be. So that's how I want them. And I'll just backfill this pot with leca. That is my Philodendron golden tooth tiger plant, looking so beautiful, living in its leca pot, and those roots are going to continue to grow. It was really interesting, the results that came out of this experiment. It just goes to show that, you know, sometimes you do need to try different things and you will find that they work. So I don't know, I might be clipping off all my roots from now on. I don't know, I think maybe there's something to that. I don't know, but this experiment has definitely shown that there probably is. And for plants like philodendrons, plants that I'm not so nervous about, I probably will be doing that moving forward. If you found value from this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel. So what's next for this plant? I've put it in a reservoir with my Clonex clone solution just to keep those roots pumping and getting them to where I need them to be. That's my reservoir there, and it's got my special sauce in there, and that plant is going to be happy, living in a nice warm spot and growing new leaves and looking gorgeous. If you're a bit nervous about transferring your very valuable plants or plants that you really love and you think doing this is just a bit too much, I do have another method called the long method. I call it the long method, and really it's just about getting that plant and just gently bringing it into the semi-hydro world. Check out the video here. It will tell you all about how I move my plants from soil to leca using the long method. I'll see you there.